Article 1 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Lose weight naturally by walking, not strolling. You don't need a fancy gym membership, a lot of expensive equipment or anything else to lose weight. You don't need pills or to be on a special diet either. You might be surprised to learn that you can lose a great deal of weight in a safe and natural way just by taking a long walk every day. Many overweight people, especially those who have arthritis or other problems, have already discovered the benefits of walking. It is the safest form of exercise and most people can at least take a walk around the block every day. The idea is to have a brisk walk at a pace that gets your heart rate going. The fact is that you won't lose much weight by just ambling or strolling along. You need to get sweaty for this, or you will not be optimizing how much you can lose. It is possible to lose weight by walking slow, but it will take ages. You need to walk at a rapid pace and keep it up for at least an hour. The faster your heart pumps, the more weight you will lose. The secret is the more you walk, the more lean muscle you will develop. Lean muscle burns more calories as you use it. This means that you burn more calories because you have more muscular mass in general. So how much weight can you lose by walking? Keep this in mind. A pound of fat equals 3,500 calories. In order to lose that 1 pound a week, you will need to burn off 3,500 calories. When it comes to losing weight, it is the amount of distance that you cover that matters. Walking for a long time at a slow pace will not do much for your weight loss efforts. You can expect to lose at least 1 pound a week by walking at a moderate pace for at least a half an hour to an hour a week. Not only is walking the best thing for shedding pounds, but it can also help prevent other disorders such as heart disease, colon cancer, diabetes, stroke, and breast cancer. Another bonus is that walking can help keep your immune system in good working order. If you are not used to exercising, you might want to take it easy when you first start. Take care not to overdo it if you are in recovery from an illness or operation. In fact, it is a really good idea to get checked out by a doctor before you begin any kind of exercise program, including a regimen to walk your weight off. Article 2 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Inner cleansing for natural weight loss. Bernard Jensen, a well-known iridologist, came up with the phrase "death begins in the colon." He was one of the first of the alternative physicians to figure out that there is a relationship between weight loss and this main organ of elimination. The colon is one of the main organs used to eject any type of digested waste from the body. Foods are broken down in the colon and the nutrients that are produced are then directed into the bloodstream so that fuel, tissue, and fat can be utilized from it. If these processes are not allowed to happen, then the rest of the body becomes dysfunctional. The bottom line is, and no pun intended, if you do not have a clean colon, your other organs will also suffer and cause you to gain excess weight. If your colon is not clean, you can also look fatter than you are. A colon that is stuffed with impacted fecal matter due to inefficient elimination can cause a person to weigh a lot more. Some people can carry as much as 30 pounds of this waste around in their midsection. Add gas produced from a toxic colon to the impacted fecal matter issue and you run into even more physical trouble. The extra compacted fecal matter that was never eliminated causes their bellies to become distended, round or full looking. In fact, most beer bellies are not caused by beer at all, but rather by parasites that are impacted with mucus that live off of undigested waste. Another reason that people get fat is because parasites nest in the colon and grows feeding off of the nutrition that should be used to feed your body. This compels the individual to eat more and more in order to get enough nutrition to get through the day. You end up feeding two entities, yourself and the parasites. There are two ways to cleanse the colon. The fastest way is through a process called colonic irrigation, which involves the insertion of a tube into the anal canal into the colon to flush it out with water. The second way is to use cleansing herbal formulas, which often contain herbs that are known to kill parasite, and eliminate mucus and compacted feces from the sides of the colon wall. Before you take a colon cleansing herbal formula, make sure that you check with your doctor to make sure that the herbs in it are not harmful to you. Many powerful colon cleansing herbs such as wormwood also come with unpleasant side effects such as headaches, fatigue, and even fever. Either way, colon cleaning can be a way to lose weight, especially the pounds-caused compacted fecal matter that can sabotage your attempts to achieve natural weight loss. Article 3 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Weight loss pills and natural weight loss. The bottom line is that weight loss pills have nothing to do with losing weight naturally. Many of these pills do cause weight loss, but a lot of the rapid loss of pounds can be attributed to loss of water from the body. Most weight loss products are diuretics and have the side effect of dehydration. It is also quite common for weight loss pills, like ephedrine and caffeine, to rev you up so much you forget to eat and drink. The same thing goes for food supplement known as Hoodia. Although Hoodia is an herbal remedy, it is still a powerful diuretic that causes you to lose water instead of pounds. The problem is that even remedies that are considered to be natural are not really that healthy for you. Lots of herbs have very dangerous side effects, including dehydration, feelings of dissociation, diarrhea, and constipation. If you do decide to go the diuretic herbal weight loss route, be sure to take water before, during and after all exercise, and especially if you are planning strenuous exercising. 10 to 14 ounces a day are the recommended fluid doses before you do any kind of athletic activity. This is important to evade any post-workout fatigue as well. When taking weight loss pills, you need to drink a lot of water. You are well advised try to take in half of your body weight in water in ounces a day. So if you weigh 180 pounds, you should drink at least 90 ounces of water daily. This is roughly the same as drinking 8 to 10 bottles a day. This helps the weight loss pills break down fat cells and flush toxins out of your body. It can also help mitigate the side effects of any pills that are not natural. Even if you do not feel thirsty, you should force yourself to drink, because some of these supplements put you in a disassociated state that causes you to simply forget to do what is good for you. You just won't notice your dry mouth, or you will feel so zippy you will feel like you are superhuman and like you don't need food or water. If you must drink a sports drink or diluted fruit juice to get enough water inside you, then do it. Do whatever you can to encourage your body to take in enough water to discourage the dehydration caused by a lack of fluids. Article 4 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Natural weight loss cooking tricks. One way to lose weight is to make your own food every day. This way you can reinvent the way the foods you love are prepared and cut the number of calories that you ingest as well. One tip is to roast your vegetables before you cook with them. This makes vegetables taste sweeter and makes it less necessary to add butter, sugar, or creamy sauces. You can serve them on their own or puree them and use them as a base for stock, dips, and sauces. To roast vegetables, all you need to do is spray them with cooking OK, coat them lightly and roast in a pan. The result is a low-cal solution to flavoring foods. One of the problems of eating low-calorie foods is that they taste so bland. Use lots of spices to make them more attractive to your palate. Adding spices and herbs to water oil also helps fiber-rich foods like couscous and rice taste better. You can also prevent adding fat when baking by substituting butters, fats, and oils with pureed substitutes. This allows you to retain the moisture in baked goods without giving up any flavor. Yet another trick is to cook with fresh juices and fruits. This can help you cut down on the consumption of fat and sugar in your recipes. You can even add these to savory dishes to give them more oomph. Yet another tip is to use a wire rack when you cook. Placing the wire rack above the roasting pan allows fatty juices to drip down into the pan. You can also grill fish and meats in milk or coconut milk to save money. Yet another solution is to use cooking spray whenever you can. This can save you from eating thousands of calories. Most people fry foods using at least tablespoons of oil, which is worth 2,100 calories of fat. All you really need is a spray that contains 7 calories per misting of your frying pan or salad bowl. You don't have to buy commercially made vegetable oil spray either. You can buy a pressurized canister that you can put your own oils in. If you need more moisture while cooking, you can also add a little juice or low-fat broth to help the vegetables cook faster while flavoring them at the same time. The point is that you can cook with just about everything else but fat. That way you don't have to add unnecessary calories to the food you are eating. In fact, when it comes to being one of the most natural ways to lose weight, making your own food is one of the best approaches to cutting calories. Article 5 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Is a Hoodia a natural way to lose weight? If you are going on a diet, you might consider taking Hoodia as a weight loss supplement. Some people consider it to be safer than most natural weight loss supplements on the market, as it does not speed up or slow down the body in any way and there are less dangerous side effects. In essence, Hoodia can be classified as a natural appetite suppressant. Its most dangerous side effect is too much weight loss in too short of a time. It should be used in moderation in order to be effective, but it is more akin to eating food than taking a drug. Hoodia is a good alternative to taking caffeinated diet pills or ephedrine because unlike other weight loss aids, it not too stimulating. It does not rev up your heart or metabolism and cause complications like heart attacks and thyroid malfunction. Most people who take it feel strong and focused. Many people also feel more like they are in the mood for exercise once they have been invigorated by taking Hoodia. The Hoodia supplements that we take here in North America are made from a vegetable that tastes a bit like a bitter small cucumber. It is often eaten as part of a tasty salad in Africa. Hoodia is also not a diuretic like herbal Chinese weight loss teas. As natural as those Chinese teas are, they still have that serious side effect of leaching your body of all of its water. The only reason that you look thinner when you take these teas is because your body sheds all of its water weight. You can lose over 10 pounds of water in 3 days using these natural teas. This is very hard on the kidneys. Of course, it is a false weight loss as well, as you will only gain all of your pounds back in just a couple of days. Hoodia also stimulates an individual, but not in the same way as speed or caffeine. You don't get addicted to it. Even though Hoodia does seem like a very safe option, so safe that in Africa it is actually classified as food and not a drug, it does have its hazards simply because it does cause you to forget to eat and drink. This can lead to a state of being very unhealthy if you consume Hoodia over the long term. People on Hoodia barely notice they are on it. They feel steady and calm and like they have a great deal of stamina. If you are going to take any type of supplement, it really is one of the safest if the natural weight loss supplements available. Article 6 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Fasting and natural weight loss. Fasting is one of the mankind's oldest and most efficient ways to banish the toxins that build up in the body as the result of the pollutants that are everywhere in the environment. There are toxins in the air that we breathe. There are also chemicals in the water and food that we consume. When these chemicals, waste, and poisons build up in the bloodstream, you can suffer from weight gain, headaches, diarrhea or depression. Furthermore, the body just becomes less efficient, allowing you to become even more obese. Fasting is an effective way to help the body detoxify. In fact, fasting is recommended for any illness as it gives the body the rest it needs to recover. It also works on those who are overweight. You can get rid of all kinds of terrible conditions fasting, including colon disorders, asthma and allergies. As a side benefit, your organs get a rest every time you do a fast. This can help reverse the aging process as well as help you live a healthier and longer life. Whenever you perform a fast, several crucial changes take place. Your body continues to excrete toxins, but your intake of them dwindles, which in turn reduces the body's toxic levels in general. This also helps you to lose weight. When you fast, a number of things start to happen. The energy usually used for digestion is redirected to support immune function, cell growth, and digestive processes, so you are healthier and slimmer. The immune system's workload is reduced and you become less allergic to foods that you overconsume. Tissue oxygenation is increased and white blood cells are moved more efficiently, which over the long term can also assist with weight loss. Fat-stored chemicals such as pesticides and drugs are released into the colon and kidneys, causing you to lose weight. Physical awareness and sensitivity to diet and surroundings are increased. Fasting can also speed up the weight loss process by cleansing your liver, kidneys, and colon with greater speed. It can also help you purify your blood, lose excess weight and water, flush out toxins, clear the eyes and tongue, and make your breath smell fresh. The natural weight loss part of the fast is just a bonus. You should fast at least 3 days a month and follow a 10-day fast at least twice a year. Article 7 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Tips on fasting for natural weight loss. Are you thinking of doing a fast to lose weight? Before you embark on this more drastic form of detoxification, that can lead immediately to weight loss, there are a couple of things you should know. First of all, the results that you end up with could greatly depend on the length of your fast. A 3-day fast helps rid of the body of toxins and cleanses the blood. A 5-day fast jump-starts the process of healing and rebuilds the immune system. A 10-day fast really helps you shed the pounds and fight off illness. So if you really want to lose weight naturally and keep it off, then you should do a 10-day fast. The 10-day fast can be a long haul, so here are some tips for getting through it with relatively little discomfort. 1. Don't fast on water alone, as that will give you headaches. 2. If you are going to do the 10-day fast, then consult a physician first to see if it is right for you. 3. To prepare for a fast, eat only raw vegetable for a few days before starting it. This will make the starvation aspect of the fast less of a shock to the system. 4. Drink at least 8 8-ounce glasses of steam distilled water a day and add another 4 servings of herbal tea a day. 5. It is easier to drink juices during a fast if you dilute it. 1 part water to 3 parts juice is ideal for reducing the number of calories that you take in during the fast. 6. Do not drink orange or tomato juice during a fast, as these juices are hard on an empty stomach. 7. Avoid all juices made with sweeteners and other additives, like cranberry cocktail. 8. The very best juices to use for a fast are fresh apple, beet, cabbage, carrot, grape, and celery juices. 9. If you do have stomach upset or ulcer-like symptoms during a fast, then try adding cabbage juice to the equation. 10. Herbal teas like burdock, chamomile, dandelion, milk, clover, and rose hips can help support liver cleansing and fat loss during your fast. 11. If you absolutely cannot stand being hungry, then try eating a piece of watermelon. 12. Take a fiber supplement on a daily basis before and after your fast, but not during your fast. Doing a fast to take care of your weight problem can also reduce your likelihood of developing other disorders like joint pain, lower back pain, and heart disease. Article 8 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Natural weight loss and ephedra. Should taking ephedra be part of a natural weight loss plan? Although that it is true that it is a natural herb, you should consider that not everything that natural is that good for you. Ephedra is sought after because when it comes to weight loss, because it really is a magic bullet. It definitely causes the pounds to peel off. However, this is one of those bullets that can really kill you. Ephedra does have lots of side effects and at one point was banned by the FDA. This is because some people who took the weight loss drug were having heart attacks and dropping dead. People take ephedra because you can lose up to 5 pounds a week without having to follow some kind of starvation diet. You have the type of weight loss that makes others notice. It is also the kind of pill that can help you lose pounds practically overnight so that you can fit into a size 8 dress before a special event. The key to taking ephedra wisely is to take it in moderation. You do not have to lose 5 pounds a week. How much weight loss is possible is completely up to you. If you take less, you might get yourself to the point where you lose 2 pounds a week instead of a harmful 5 pounds a week. This rate of weight loss is healthier and more natural for you. In fact, doctors recommend that you only lose 2 pounds a week to stay fit. The thing about ephedra is that it can cut your appetite so much that you end up being starved of the nutrients that you need to survive and be healthy. Whatever you do, make sure you are consuming at least 1,200 calories a day. This is the minimum amount that you need a day to function normally. If you consume any less, your body could start to conserve your body fat. This is because your brain will interpret the limited caloric intake as a state of famine and give your system the mess. If you do decide to embark on any diet that is below 1,200 calories a day, is careful. You should never do it without your doctor's approval. Ephedrine is safe for some people to take and not for others. People that should avoid it include pregnant or nursing women and people taking antidepressants, and people with the following chronic conditions: heart disease, thyroid disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, depression or other psychiatric conditions, glaucoma, difficulty in urinating, prostate enlargement or seizure disorder. It can cause mania if used in combination with St. John's wort. It should also not be taken with cough or cold medicines or if you are allergic to aspirin. Article 9 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Natural weight loss and dehydration. Should taking ephedra be part of a natural weight loss plan? Although that it is true that it is a natural herb, you should need consider that not everything that natural is that good for you. Ephedra is sought after because when it comes to weight loss, because it really is a magic bullet. It definitely causes the pounds to peel off. However, this is one of those bullets that can really kill you. Ephedra does have lots of side effects and at one point was banned by the FDA. This is because some people who took the weight loss drug were having heart attacks and dropping dead. People take ephedra because you can lose up to 5 pounds a week without having to follow some kind of starvation diet. You have the type of weight loss that makes others notice. It is also the kind of pill that can help you lose pounds practically overnight so that you can fit into a size 8 dress before a special event. The key to taking ephedra wisely is to take it in moderation. You do not have to lose 5 pounds a week. How much weight loss is possible is completely up to you. If you take less, you might get yourself to the point where you lose 2 pounds a week instead of a harmful 5 pounds a week. This rate of weight loss is healthier and more natural for you. In fact, doctors recommend that you only lose 2 pounds a week to stay fit. The thing about ephedra is that it can cut your appetite so much that you end up being starved of the nutrients that you need to survive and be healthy. Whatever you do, make sure you are consuming at least 1,200 calories a day. This is the minimum amount that you need a day to function normally. If you consume any less, your body could start to conserve your body fat. This is because your brain will interpret the limited caloric intake as a state of famine and give your system the mess. If you do decide to embark on any diet that is below 1,200 calories a day, is careful. You should never do it without your doctor's approval. Ephedrine is safe for some people to take and not for others. People that should avoid it include pregnant or nursing women and people taking antidepressants and people with the following chronic conditions: heart disease, thyroid disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, depression or other psychiatric conditions, glaucoma, difficulty in urinating, prostate enlargement or seizure disorder. It can cause mania if used in combination with St. John's wort. It should also not be taken with cough or cold medicines or if you are allergic to aspirin. Article 10 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Rewarding treats for natural weight loss. Most exercise and diet programs do not work because they are based on the concept of food deprivation. That is why if you are interested in losing weight in a healthy way, you should embark on a diet that rewards you with foods that you like every now and then. Feeding yourself a food you like after dieting all day is like rewarding yourself for a job well done. The snack can be the treat you get for running 5 miles or going all day without eating a bag of potato chips. The idea is to eat any snack that is less than 100 calories. Here is a list of foods that meet that requirement. *1 of the new 100-calorie yogurts on the market. *1 of the new 100 calories puddings on the market. *1 of the new 100-calorie chocolate bars on the market. *8 dried apricot halves. *1/4 cup blueberries with 1 ounce of canned whipped cream. *1/4 cup fresh peaches with 1 ounce of canned whipped cream. *1/4 cup fresh strawberries. *1 medium-sized tangerine. *2 smaller plums. *2 tablespoons raisins. *1 fig Newton. *17 medium-sized grapes. *1/2 cup Jell-O with a shot of whipped cream. *3/4 cup diet Jell-O with a shot of whipped cream. *8 animal crackers. *3 cups plain popcorn with salt only. *8 baked tortilla chips with 3 tablespoons of salsa. *frozen juice bar. *1 large dill pickle. *20 peanuts. *I piece of string cheese. *1 small baked potato with a small dab of sour cream. Notice that on this list it has been noted that you should investigate the products that are coming out now made by food manufacturers that contain exactly 1,200 calories. Rewarding you with a treat works for most people. However, this approach does not always work if your weight gain is due to emotional issues. Sometimes it backfires and you end up eating too many calories in that day and sabotaging an entire week's worth of calorie loss. A similar way to reward yourself is to take one day off of your diet and then just splurge on what you want to eat for all that day. That way you are not deprived for one whole day. Just make sure it is the same way every week so that you have that occasion to look forward to. This helps lessen the pain of self-denial which sabotages so many diets. Article 11 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Antidepressants and Natural Weight Loss. The sad news is that weight loss is next to impossible if you are on antidepressants. It is no secret that all antidepressants cause people who take them to gain weight. In fact, it is safe to conclude that antidepressants make natural weight loss next to impossible. The weight gain seems to kick in within a week or so of when you first start to take it. This garnering of extra pounds often seems insurmountable because they are so hard to lose and the weight gain happens so fast. Many people feel overwhelmed and like they are helpless to do anything about this particular side effect. The higher the dosage, the more weight you will gain. Some people gain up to 50 pounds a year on these drugs. Unfortunately, it may be absolutely necessary for them to take these happy pills to feel well. Many people are completely dependent on them in order to be emotionally balanced. Another sad but true fact about antidepressants is that they put some people in the mood to exercise and then they become very frustrated when the pounds don't peel off. They become very demoralized. This is especially true of the individuals who have been told that antidepressants cause weight loss. Weight loss can be a side effect, but it is a rare one due to taking antidepressants. It is very atypical for the symptom of weight loss to occur in people. Yet another thing to note is that the few antidepressants that do boast extreme weight loss as a side effect almost always list extreme weight gain as a side effect well. If you are overweight and on medication for moods, talk to your doctor immediately about what the side effects might be. The problem may not be what you eat, how often you exercise or anything else. It may be that antidepressant that you are taking. This means that for some people that if you want to be thin you may have to quit being on an antidepressant. Antidepressants are often prescribed to motivate an individual to do things like quit smoking, cure depression, or give the person the energy they need to get up off the couch and start exercising. However, this might all be for nothing. This type of medication can actually slow down your metabolism. All of the dieting and exercising will not jump-start your metabolism again. This is why once someone has been on antidepressants a long time often stay fatter than they were when they were not on them. Antidepressants can also increase the appetite. It is very common for many people to feel more relaxed and snack more when they are on them. Some people also feel stoned and start craving high-carb foods. They get lazy and lack motivation to do anything. This of course is no way to lose weight. Article 12 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Natural Weight Loss and Nutrition. Part of a natural weight loss plan is making sure that the foods that you eat are nutritious. Whenever you are on a diet, you need to eat foods that are nutrient-rich and that contain the optimum amount of vitamins and minerals. That is because you are not eating as much per day when you are dieting, which also means that you are eating less food. It is easier to cut over 500 calories a day from your usual consumption of foods per day if you are eating well, because foods that are good for you do not leave you with that craving to eat even more. As you are eating less, you need to make sure that the foods that you are eating are as jam-packed with nourishment as possible. One of the most nutritious foods that you can eat while on a diet is beans. Beans are rich in fiber and don't cost much. They are also a great source of protein and very cheap. Broccoli is another food that is great when you are on a diet. The roughage helps you from getting constipated. The folic acid in broccoli prevents you from getting constipated and keeps you from developing iron-poor blood. Eat as much fruit as possible when you are a diet. Cantaloupe is a very nourishing choice as it supplies you with all the vitamin A and C that you need in a day. Blend this with ice to make a great shake. Melons of all kinds are crammed with the vitamins that you need to be very healthy. Yet another great thing to eat when you are on a diet is oranges. These have vitamin C, folic acid, and fiber. Oranges are stacked with vitamin A too. In fact, if you need vitamin A, any orange-colored fruit or vegetable goes a long way towards optimizing your nutrition. Drinking the juices of orange fruits of any kind is also recommended for optimum nutrition and to improve your immune system. It is important to keep your brain enriched with omega-3 oils as well. Make sure you eat plenty of salmon, avocados, and fish. Catfish, swordfish, and rainbow trout are also good sources of protein and omega-3 oils that can help keep your brain healthy and prevent heart attacks. If you drink milk, then consider that it is one of the best sources of protein. Soy milk is also a good choice. However, if you are drinking rice milk or soy milk, make sure that it is enriched with vitamins. Rice milk in particular can have you downing excess calories that you do not need and make you fatter, while at the same time not really containing that many nutrients at all. Article 13 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Choosing weight loss pills and products. Choosing weight loss pills can be tricky. Even though many claim to lead to natural weight loss, not all of them are legitimate. The problem is that the weight loss pill industry is full of people who are selling bogus products. This includes pills, patches, and creams. It can be confusing because there are so many promises out there about natural weight loss pills with no real proof that they work. This is not to say that all weight loss pills and products are evil. The key is to choose quality supplements that are good for you. First of all, try to choose natural products. Avoid pills that contain synthetic chemicals that could give you a shocking surprise when it comes to side effects. Keep in mind that if you buy cheap diet pills full of caffeine, you will get the jitters. You should also avoid ephedra, which causes shakiness and heart attacks. You should also never exceed the recommended dosages for these products unless you really want to feel ill or perhaps even die. There are also a lot of diet pills on the market that are quite simply fake. Some make you anxious and others make you very fatigued. Read the labels and make sure what you are buying something pure and organic. Always pay attention to recommended dosages for these products and never exceed them to avoid nasty side effects. You should also only use products that have some kind of medical approval or proof of quality that is legitimate. This is because no diet products are subject to any kind of FDA approval. You need to read the labels to protect yourself from taking dangerous chemicals that can cause disorientation, nausea, dehydration, and other problems. Unfortunately, most people have to take these pills for a number of days or even weeks to find out if they even work. It is hard to get your money these products if they don't work, as usually you end up taking most of the weight loss pills before you find out they are ineffective. When you buy pills, try to look for ones that come with pamphlets that offer proof that medical studies have been done. All you can do is read the labels to try and protect yourself. Yet another sign of a good weight loss product is the offer of a full refund if the pills do not work within a specified period of time. Article 14 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Being realistic about natural weight loss. The reason that most weight loss attempts fail is because people do not have realistic expectations of themselves. Either the person sets weight loss goals that are too lofty, or they choose a diet or exercise plan that is too extreme or based too much self-deprivation. Being unrealistic or irrational or too idealistic about your weight loss goals is a true recipe for disaster. Doctors say that it is most healthy to lose 2 pounds a week. Lose any more than that number of pounds and in a shorter period of time, then you will either get sick or gain the weight all back once you have lost it. To avoid this kind of natural weight loss debacle, make sure you choose a weight loss regimen that is achievable. The bottom line is that if you set sensible goals for yourself, chances are you'll be more likely to meet them. Consequently, you will have a better chance of keeping the weight off once and for all. A sensible weight loss plan also is not self-punishing if you can't make them. Many people set extreme goals and then give up when they can meet their own unrealistic deadlines. This is exactly the type of black and white thinking that has no place in a reasonable and humane approach to your own weight loss. Being realistic also means forgetting that you are dieting every now and then. It should be less about weight loss and more about changing your lifestyle so that your weight loss is permanent. If you make dieting all about success and failure, you will hate yourself when you do slip off the diet. This creates an emotional crisis. This is so you can keep it sane if you want to lose that weight. You also need to factor some other issues into your weight loss plan. There are many dependencies for most people, including interactions of food and exercises, food allergies, your natural inclination to be a couch potato, your work schedule, your age, your gender, your general health, whether or not you have kids, and your financial status. The poorer you are, the worse your diet tends to be and the fatter you tend to get. Not sure what you should weigh? There are scores of websites online that can tell you this. One of the best ways is to get your physique assessed by a professional trainer or by your family doctor, who can take any kind of dependencies or necessities that your body has into account before you start dieting. Article 15 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Herbs used for natural weight loss. There are many plants that can help facilitate weight loss. The upshot is that they each work in different ways and have different effects on the body. You need to read the labels of the herbs that you buy and make sure that you really do understand what kind of side effects can occur. A good example is hoodia, which is actually a vegetable found in Africa which cuts your thirst and hunger so much that you can actually become malnourished and dehydrated. Other herbs are classified as being thermogenic, meaning that they speed up body functions such as heart rate, breathing and digestion. These are the fat-burning herbs. Many herbs also usually have a lot of naturally occurring caffeine in them. These include green tea, dandelion, and nettle. The above-mentioned herbs are probably the ones with the least side effects. The ones that have the most side effects are the herbs known as the diuretics. Believe it or not, both green tea and dandelion are part of this group of herbal diuretics, which can seriously dehydrate you if you take too much. You do look thinner taking these herbs, but the effect is temporary. As soon as you stop taking them, you gain the weight back when your body naturally rehydrates itself. Many weight loss herbs have the side effect of diarrhea. These side effects include uva ursi, birch bark and buckwheat. The United States Food and Drug Administration warn against these herbs, which can cause serious side effects in the long term, including cramping, diarrhea and other problems. One of the most dangerous of the herbs is known as mahuang or herbal fen-phen. This drug causes an overstimulation of the central nervous system, an increase in blood pressure and an elevated heart rate. The FDA warns of scores of side effects to using this herb, including heart murmurs, depression, anxiety, heart palpitations, heart attack, dehydration, seizures, chest pain, stroke, dissociation, and psychosis. Safer choices include cayenne, which helps burn fat, and seaweed, which is a good source of trace minerals like iodine and chromium. Seaweed can help jumpstart a cranky and slow metabolism, which is often the culprit in many cases of weight gain. Keep in mind that before you take any kind of herb, it is very important for you to talk with your doctor first. Some conditions simply don't respond well to even the safest of herbs for weight loss. For instance, although green tea is generally considered to be healthy, it can be a disaster for someone who suffers from anxiety simply because it does contain so much caffeine. Article 16 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. The cost of being fat to society. If you are fat, you might want to consider losing weight just to save yourself from being a burden to society. It is a widely acknowledged fact that the populations in the Western worlds are getting bigger and bigger. According to a national health and nutrition examination that was done in the United States in 2004, a whopping 2/3 of adults in the United States were overweight, and nearly 1/3 in total of those surveyed could be classified as clinically obese. Being too fat should be an ethical issue for most people. This is because it is such an unnecessary health problem, and it is putting such a heavy burden on our health services industry in a lot of countries. As people get fatter and fatter, so does the strain on our system. The fear is that these health systems are reaching the breaking point already. That is why if you are obese, you have a moral obligation to do something about it. You should also consider that the health systems that we have in place now are already starting to turn away individuals who are seen as self-indulgent or self-destructive. If you know somebody who is overweight, you might want to point out to them that they may not be able to receive treatment for any conditions that they bring on themselves in the near future. This is because many systems simply cannot afford to take care of people who don't know how to take care of themselves. Part of self-care is controlling your weight, simply because weight gain leads to all kinds of chronic and even lethal health conditions that require medical treatment in a hospital or long-term treatment. Taking the first step towards weight loss is all about making sure that you are choosing a natural and healthy way to lose those pounds in the first place. Many people put off the chore of losing weight because they feel that their problem is too big to deal with. They might choose to ignore the problem because it is too expensive. This is very true if you live in a place where you have to pay for medical attention. Your bill can double or triple because you are seriously overweight or obese. The risks for undergoing serious medical treatment are much higher for overweight individuals, and of course hospitals and doctors may start factoring this into how much they charge. The message: lose weight now and save money before you develop an obesity-related illness. Article 17 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Why most diets don't work. If you are looking for a way to lose weight fast, then you are usually looking at an unhealthy diet. These include any diets that promise that you will lose 15 pounds in 3 days, 15 pounds in a week, or even 15 pounds in a month. To stay healthy, you should not be losing any more than 10 pounds a month. You are also likely not able to stay healthy sticking to any diet that claims to be no fat, low carb, high protein, or that consists only eating grapefruit or cabbage. You should also avoid any diet that involves taking a lot of pills or chemicals or making your body more acidic in nature. Following most fad diet plans will eventually achieve the opposite of what you want. You will gain unwanted weight, as your body desperately protects itself from acidity caused by these diets by piling on the fat. The only true and lasting solution to being overweight is to change your eating habits so that your blood is at a healthy alkaline pH level at all times. This will help you stay fit, eliminate toxins, and make the most of any exercising. Weight loss advice comes in many guises. Most often the new and revolutionary diets are really old fad diets making a comeback. For instance, the high-protein low-carbohydrate is as old as the original Atkins diet, which was first introduced to the public in the 1970s. Even though it's an antique concept in dieting, it is still often marketed as the latest thing. The South Beach diet is just the Atkins diet repackaged to us again. You also know you are dealing with a fad diet if the diet claims to recommend only a few foods or ban a specific food or food group. A good example is the cabbage soup diet, where you eat only bananas one day and glasses of milk the next. Another good example is the watermelon diet or the grapefruit diet, which involves consuming one food alone. You can't live on one food all day and expect to stay healthy. The truth behind weight gain in this society is that people are eating more total calories and getting less physical activity. Your body simply doesn't distinguish between types of calories when it comes to weight gain, only the number of calories that you consume. Fad and crash diets are not only unhealthy, but they are also cause rebound weight gain. Also, most diets cause an initial weight loss, but the ultimate result is that you gain all of the weight back the minute you go off the plan. If you don't gain it back within a couple of days, you are likely to gain it all back plus a bit more within a year. Article 18 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. The health consequences of excess weight gain. Is your weight gain out of control? Don't think that you can go on like you have been without making any kind of lifestyle changes. Obesity has a disastrous effect on your health. Here is a brief rundown of the health consequences that can result from carrying around excess weight. 1. Carrying around excess body fat will decrease your energy levels because you become needlessly heavy. Having just 10 pounds of excess body fat is like carrying around a 10 pounds bag of lard. You will feel dragged out, weak, and less like exercising. 2. Your heart has to work overtime to support the extra weight. Obesity has a harmful effect on your entire cardiovascular system. Your cardiovascular system includes your heart, your lungs, and all of your arteries and veins. 3. You may develop breathing problems. For example, Sleep apnea is a breathing problem that causes you to stop inhaling or exhaling for long enough that you can actually accidentally suffocate to death. 4. You can become sleep deprived from having to sleep in a way that accommodates your excess fat. This can affect your posture and cause leg and back pain. 5. Obesity can cause infertility. If you are trying to have a baby but can't, stepping on the scales might give you a clue as to the reason you can't conceive. 6. Type 2 diabetes has been linked to obesity, so if you want to lower your risk of getting this disorder, then try shedding some pounds. 7. Extra weight will put you at a higher risk for certain types of cancer. Obese men have a higher risk of developing colon, rectum, or prostate cancer. Obese women have a higher risk of developing gallbladder, breast, uterine, cervical, or ovarian cancer. 8. Overweight and obesity are associated with increased risks of gallbladder disease, incontinence, increased surgical risk, and depression. 9. Obesity can affect the quality of life through limited mobility and decreased physical endurance, as well as through social, academic, and job discrimination. 10. Being overweight may have an effect on your self-esteem that, in turn, will have a negative effect on your overall health. These are only some of the consequences of not shedding those excess pounds. In the long run, being overweight is absurdly expensive both to your morale and to your pocketbook. That is why it is a good idea to embark on a natural weight loss regimen now. Article 19 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. How dieting can make you unhealthy. Dieting to lose weight is simply not the way to go if you want to maintain your health, and it is especially not the way to go if you are trying to recover from an illness. You can do yourself more harm than good if you put yourself on any kind of calorie-restricted food regimen. First off, the very nature of being on a diet is that you are deprived of the calories and nutrition that you would normally be taking in if you were not overweight. This means that you are running your brain and body on less fuel than usual. The result is that you can expect your physique to be a little less efficient because you simply are running on empty. When your body is running on empty, there are a number of consequences. First of all, you may feel quite tired and like you can't get through the day. This is especially true if you also quit fattening caffeinated drinks like Coke and coffee as well. Many people also feel foggy and dull and like they can't focus. This is because their brain may not be getting the sugar that it is used to in order to function. The result of being deprived caffeine and sugar is withdrawal. Many people become moody and cranky. This side effect of dieting can become so bad that some have to leave work or feel that they cannot get out of bed in the morning. Yet another consequence of the food deprivation associated with dieting is a lowered immune system. You may simply be more vulnerable to catching a virus because your body does not have the energy it needs to fight problems off. If you are already sick, then dieting is not a good idea. Although some diets are cleansing, they should only be used for the short term and under a doctor's strict supervision. Diets that restrict what kind of foods you eat are also not a good idea if you are recovering from an illness, as the vitamins and minerals that you will need to heal are found across a broad spectrum of foods. Ironically, dieting can also cause weight gain simply because food deprivation gives your body the message that there is a food shortage. Your brain tells your body to pile on the fat and save it in reserves so that you can live on it despite the lack of food resources. Article 20 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Can a weight loss program make you fat? There are hundreds of special diets being sold to Americans right now, and many of them have the negative effect of making you fatter as opposed to slimmer. There is the blood type diet, the high protein diet, the raw food diet, the low fat diet, the low carb diet, the low sodium diet, the high fiber diet, the low calorie diet, and the cabbage soup diet, the grapefruit diet, the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, the Slim Fast diet, and many more. The problem is that not a single one of these diets is healthy for you in the long run and may even cause you to gain even more weight than ever. The reason these diets are not healthy for you is that they do not reset the hypothalamus. This organ produces hormones that help control your weight. This dooms you to just get fatter and fatter. None of them cures hunger. In fact, they just leave you feeling hungrier because many are based on calorie deprivation. Only a healthy lifestyle that includes exercise and full nutritious meals can help reset the hypothalamus. Most importantly, no matter how much weight you may lose doing these programs, none of them get your body to release stubborn fat deposits. Counting calories is not the answer. In other countries people eat way more calories than Americans and still manage to stay slim. Depriving oneself of calories not only makes you sick but it makes you fall off the diet altogether. Throughout the world people eat lots of carbs, tons of salt, drink beer, wine, and other alcohol, eat ice cream and other desserts, have bread, and still remain skinny. Nobody drinks diet sodas. Nobody eats low-fat food only. They eat all they want and do not gain weight. How are they able to do this? The answer is that the food is produced differently than in America. In America, for example, beef is injected with bovine growth hormone and loaded with antibiotics and other drugs. The beef is fed genetically modified, chemically produced grain and ground up dead animals. This is a toxic stew that you consume full of chemicals, hormones, and drugs. It is not the actual beef that makes you fat. It is the additives. The problem with beef in the US is just one example of what is wrong with American diets. Eating naturally, organically, and with an eye to reading the label on foods is the better part of a sensible and effective natural weight loss plan. Article 21 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Calorie deprivation diets don't work. Almost all diets are based on calorie restriction one way or another. These diets simply do not work because they are based on self-denial. Sooner or later we give in to temptation, as it is human nature to simply crave variety when it comes to food. It is also too much of a punishment to be denied food as well as it is a natural urge to fill our bellies. Psychologically and physically it is too hard on us as humans to stay hungry or not eat enough. We punish ourselves by not eating enough fat or calories or just a single food. This can cause psychological problems and compulsive behaviors like bulimia or anorexia. The worst diets for you nutritionally are the ones that force you to eat a single food only. A good example of was the cabbage soup diet. We were led to believe that eating some magically fat-burning combination of cabbages, V8 juice, and Lipton onion soup mix combined with eating only bananas one day or only drinking milk another would lead to weight loss. This is a great example of a diet that is based completely on calorie deprivation, about 800 to 1000 calories a day. Starvation leads to rebound weight gain even if you lose a bit of weight at first on this type of diet. This is because after denying yourself of the fats, oils, and carbs that you crave all day you tend to binge on them even more. Another good example is the classic grapefruit diet, which is largely all meat, no carbs, grapefruit, and black coffee. It is also a diet that is below 1000 calories a day. Any diet that is that low in calories is bound to be ineffective and it can also make you very sick. All humans need a variety of foods to function properly. Think Weight Watchers it the healthy way to go? It isn't. The problem with the Weight Watchers program is that you are still limited in calories and that the foods that you are allowed to eat or given to eat are often very acidic in nature. The result is that your body becomes more vulnerable to disease in general because the body is more prone to losing weight and staying healthy if it is in an alkaline state. The pre-packaged food involved with Weight Watchers is not that healthy either. To keep your body in an alkaline state you need to eat in a healthy way that includes the consumption of organic vegetables and juices. Find a diet that is vegetarian or based on the European food pyramid and you will be much healthier. Article 22 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Why high-protein diets don't work. It has been known for decades that a high-protein, low-carbohydrate diet is bad for you, yet this type of diet is still being pushed as an answer to our weight loss woes. The problem with high-protein, low-carbohydrate diets is that they advocate entering a state of ketosis to help hasten weight loss. This forces the kidneys to accumulate waste in a way that is not healthy for you. The first of this type of diet was the Atkins diet, which has been around since the 1970s. It is based on the principle of ketosis. Originally it was called the Stillman diet. Dr. Stillman found out, through his research, that feeding the body more protein could induce weight loss than it was equipped to handle. This would trick the body into releasing fat through the urine. This does cause weight loss, but it also painfully strains the kidneys, which produce small amounts of brown urine when under this type of high-protein duress. The Atkins diet was based on Dr. Stillman's research from the late 1960s. Major corporations started marketing products with the Atkins brand on them: powders, supplements and books. The problem is that the people running this marketing organization did not believe in the product, and they knew it did not work. To top it off, ketosis is not the greatest state for your body to be in. Ketosis is an abnormal body process that occurs during starvation due to lack of carbohydrates. Ketosis causes fatigue, constipation, nausea, and vomiting, none of which are part of a healthy lifestyle. Long-term side effects of ketosis that have been well documented include heart disease, bone loss, and kidney damage. A nutritional analysis of the Atkins diet by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine concluded that this diet was much too high in saturated fat and cholesterol and much too pathetically low in fiber to be healthy for anyone. The lack of fruits and vegetables and carbs in the diet can leave the person dangerously deficient in 7 key vitamins and minerals, including calcium, iron, vitamin C, vitamin A, folate, vitamin B1-2, and thiamine. The problem is that eating too much protein in the form of meat means including more toxic, artery-clogging fat in your body. The excess protein also stresses every organ in your body, including the kidneys, intestines, and liver. Eating fat is okay as long as it is healthy unsaturated fat. The result is that you get thinner, but only for a short while. This type of diet, as trendy as it is in one of its newest incarnations, the South Beach diet, is just not that healthy for you. Article 23 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. The problem with low-fat diets. They are not as popular as they used to be because we now know more about eating good fat, but there are still some diet gurus out there pushing low-fat and even no-fat diets. The problem with this approach to weight loss is that our bodies do absolutely need fats of all kinds to survive. Low-fat diets have been promoted in the past by Weight Watchers, the American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association, and Dean Ornish's program. The problem is that these low-fat diets simply don't work in the long term. They only work for as long as you are on them, and then you gain all of the weight that you have lost back. The bottom line is that you need some fats in your diet, especially the healthy fats. Even if you are on a completely vegetarian diet, you still need these fats, as eating too many carbohydrates will make your body acidic. Without the right types of fats, you can have bacteria, yeasts, and molds multiplying in your body. Your body tissues become dry. Blood will not move through your veins, and cholesterol and arterial plaque are more likely to stick to your artery walls. Yet another consequence of not eating enough fat is constipation. You simply will not eliminate as easily. Even your lung capacity can be compromised because your body needs some fat to create mucus. Without the right amounts of fats and oils, your brain does not function as well either. You simply do not think straight. Your brain cannot be dehydrated or deprived of fats, or you could start thinking and behaving in neurotic or psychotic ways. In essence, vegetarian diets contain many acidic carbs, which ferment and lead to sugar intolerance, pre-diabetes, and eventually diabetes. Eating too much acidic food can also stress your adrenal glands and make you feel tired. This is why if you are going to go for an all-natural vegetarian diet, you need to make sure it contains some healthy fats and oils as well. Olive oil and avocados are examples of healthy oils that can help optimize your overall health. Diets without fats are also very hard to stick to as a full-time eating program. This is because food without any oil or butter simply tastes very bland. Cakes and sweets made without any kind of fat are also not very tasty. The good taste created by fats is called mouthfeel and is simply more satisfying to the human palate. The reason that people can't stick to those fat-free diets in the first place is because food that is fat-free simply does not taste that great. Article 24 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. The reasons most people are overweight. Being overweight is not always just a matter of being lazy or eating too much. Sometimes there are other issues that cause people to become obese. The problem is that no one diet automatically recognizes the difference between how a fat person's metabolism operates and how a thin person's operates. In essence, a thin person and a fat person could eat the same meals for a week and the thin person would not gain weight while the fat one would. Fat people often have abnormally low metabolisms, and this means they have problems burning food as fuel. When it is not burned, the excess is converted into fat. To correct this, you need to embark on a healthy diet. Yet another factor that plays into weight gain is that people with abnormally low metabolism are always hungry. The pain of their cravings is very physical and very real. The reason fat people crave food is because they do not feel full after eating. It is because their body is not using the nutrients in the food to nourish them. It is not uncommon for overweight people to become immediately hungry after eating even a very large meal. Another very real cause of being overweight is emotional overeating. This is the tendency to eat your anger. Evolutionary biologists describe this as the need to bite into something when we are angry or stressed, as that is exactly what our caveman ancestors did. Food can also take the place of approval, love, or sex, or even a parent's love. People who are overeating for these reasons are often very miserable when they go on a diet because they associate food with love and feel deprived with love once the diet requires them to restrict their calories. The idea is to adopt a non-acidic diet so that you are free of these cravings, which can become a vicious circle. Eating a non-alkaline diet will put you back in control of these cravings. It is a very freeing experience that puts you back in control when it comes to choosing to eat what you want and when you want. You also won't overeat because you will always feel nourished, and being properly nourished is absolutely key to stopping those hunger pangs that can lead to weight gain in the first place. Article 25 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Why are some cultures thinner than others? The problem with the notion of dieting is that it does not address the lifestyle changes that need to be made in order to permanently take the weight off. Losing weight is not something that can be bought or sold. It is not a commodity. Sometimes the problem is cultural. We become trapped in old habits that have us eating unhealthy foods for a lifetime. The key is to adjust your lifestyle. This means eating a plant-based diet based on whole foods and embarking on an exercise program. There is no such thing as a quick fix when it comes to obesity. Once you are diagnosed with it, chronic disease, it can set in quite quickly, and the longer you wait to embark on a natural weight loss plan, the harder it will be on your health in the future. You only need to look around you at the people you know to determine who is healthy and who is sick because of their fat accumulations. Think of the people that you know who are fat. Are they sick all of the time? What is his or her diet like? They probably eat a lot of sugar, salt, and junk food. They possibly also drink a lot of alcohol. Now think of people that you know who maintain a healthy weight. You will notice they do not eat a lot of junk. In fact, you might have noticed that these are the vegans that you know, or the people who you know who like to consume Italian, Greek, or Asian diets. Traditional cultures from the Mediterranean, the Middle East and Asia know how to eat without gaining weight like Americans do. Think of the traditional Asian body and how svelte the physique usually is. In China, Persia, Japan, and India, people have been eating a mostly plant-based diet for thousands of years, and it seems to keep the majority of these massive populations fit. After you are done picturing the body shape of the average Asian, then picture what your average American looks like. Then picture him eating snacks at a baseball game. Visualize the beer full of calories and the hot dog full of fat. This is not health food, and this is typical of the unhealthy eating habits of the average American. When was the last time you saw a really fat vegan? Then ask if you could handle being on a diet that had more vegetables rather than meat. That is your first step towards embarking on a fully effective, yet natural weight loss plan. So just how much weight can you immediately lose if you become a vegan? During a study at the Pritikin Center, there were 4,500 patients who went through a program of eating as much as they wanted of low-fat, plant-based whole food, lost 5.5% of their body weight. They also lost an average of 17 pounds. Article 26 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Trying too hard sabotages weight loss. Most weight loss attempts fail simply because people try too hard. They set up high expectations of themselves and then gorge on the wrong foods when they cannot stick to the diet. This just makes their obesity problem worse. If you want to lose pounds for good, you need to forget about fad diets and lose weight the natural way. This means applying the principles of natural eating to your life. For some that means eating a vegan diet, and for others it means including some meat in the diet as a protein source. Every individual is different when it comes to deciding what their body requires to survive. Eating better often involves big lifestyle changes. Big changes are not accomplished overnight. You also can't get anywhere if you insist on counting each and every calorie. Forget any ideas you may have about this entailing sacrifice, deprivation, or days and days of eating nothing but a bland diet. Trying too hard like this simply does not work. The key is that if you are eating vegan, there is no need to count calories. Your body naturally knows what to do to keep you at a healthy weight. Furthermore, you will not ignore your body's cues to eat, as is true of other dieting. Feeling hungry is a sign that is something wrong. Part of a healthy weight loss plan is listening to your body's messages. Don't ever think for 2 seconds that staying hungry will keep you thin. In fact, the exact opposite happens. Your body slows down the burning of your metabolism to a very slow rate. It is a defense mechanism against hunger. You can also think of eating a vegan diet as a worry-free way to eat, because your body knows what to do with the substances that you are ingesting. This is because you are consuming nutrients and not chemical. The reason your body is more efficient with these types of foods is because fruits, vegetables, and grains are much less dense in energy than animal foods. They simply pack fewer calories per cupful or spoonful. This is because fat has 9 calories per gram while carbs and protein only have 4 calories per gram. In addition, good carbs like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains contain great amounts of fiber. Fiber makes you feel full and adds almost no calories to your meal. In some studies, those who follow whole foods, low-fat, plant-based diet consumes fewer calories. It's not because they're starving themselves. In fact, they will likely spend more time eating and eat a larger volume of food than their meat-eating counterparts. This means that every time you eat a healthy meal, you may reduce the calories that you consume, digest and absorb, even if you eat significantly more food at one sitting. Food deprivation just does not work. The beautiful thing about a vegan diet is that you do not deny yourself food. This is because weight loss due to calorie restriction almost never leads to long-term weight loss. Article 27 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. The acidic body and weight gain connection. When it comes to all the extra weight we are carrying around, we have to comprehend the cause before we can put the practical remedy into action. This is because the cure for obesity is not dieting, it is lifestyle change. Obesity needs to be treated just like any other illness. The goal is to treat the whole person and not just a symptom. Any program that addresses only the obvious symptom of the problem, excess pounds, will never truly solve the problem. It's like putting a band-aid on a heart that needs open heart surgery. Dieting to lose weight is like pulling a weed without getting at the root. In fact, if you think of this all like a garden, then you might see that dieting is more like depriving the garden of rain or nutrients. You are still feeding the weeds that you never pulled up as the root causes of the obesity. Low fat has been where it is at for a couple of decades now, but unfortunately that are partly what has gotten us into so much trouble with our weight. Depriving ourselves of cholesterol, carbs, or sugar has not worked well either. To lose weight you have to stop counting calories, carbs, and denying yourself foods and fats and instead focus on eating more alkaline foods. Acidic foods are a real problem. Our bodies dispose of some of these acids through the bowels, skin, and urinary tract, but whatever is left must be buffered and neutralized. If these acids are not eliminated, then they destroy your tissues and organs quite quickly. Our bodies cannot fight the cascade of acidic substances that we consume every day. Too much acid in the body robs the blood of oxygen, and without it the metabolism slows down. We digest our food more slowly and suffer from weight gain. Even worse, the food stall in our system and clog up our colon, making our livers, kidneys, skins and other organs of elimination toxic as well. Yet another consequence of consuming too much acidic food is that it robs the body of oxygen, and without oxygen food starts to oxidize, ferment and rot. The fermentation creates fungus, mold, and yeast to thrive in the colon and throughout our body. The end result of this is a very unhealthy individual who is usually too fat. That is why going on a very natural organic diet regimen is recommended to address your weight problems. Article 28 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. pH balance and the fat connection. In order to lose weight in a natural and healthy way, you need to make sure that your body has a neutral pH balance, or one that is leaning towards being a bit alkaline. People who are overweight tend to have an acid pH balance in their blood. Tissues that are acidic bond fat to the body and keep you obese. If your body is too acidic, you will not lose weight. Once you learn how to keep the acids out of your body in the first place, then your body will start shedding excess fat. If your food and drink are alkaline, then that acid-binding fat will just melt away. There is no need for the body to hang on to it anymore. To understand whether or not your body is acidic or alkaline, you need to understand the term pH. The term pH derives from German, with P standing for potent power and H being the symbol for hydrogen. Technically speaking, what pH measures is actually the concentration or activity of hydrogen ions in any given tissue or solution, so this could also refer to the blood, fluids, or tissues of the body. An atom is made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons have positive charge and electrons have a negative charge, and neutrons have no charge. When a single atom possesses an equal number of these proton and electrons, the atom is neutral. If it picks up or loses an electron, it becomes positively or negatively charged. Once charged, the name for an atom is an ion. Below a pH of 7, substances are considered to be acid because they are saturated with protons, also known as hydrogen ions. Many slimming foods are saturated with electrons, which are alkaline. In essence, the more protons there are in an ion, the more acidic it is. An increase in hydrogen ions, protons, means a drop in pH, and a decrease in those ions means a rise in pH. So to simplify all of this, all acidic foods have a positive charge and all alkaline things have a negative charge. Your ideal physical state is to have a negatively charged alkaline body. The only way to do this is to eat more negatively charged foods. Think of your body like a big battery. In order for it to have energy, you need to have more electrons than protons in your body. When you take in alkaline-rich food and drinks, you are in effect recharging your own fuel cells. The key is to find that exactly negatively charged balance that stops your body from soaking up and storing protons in your fat cells. Instead of protons, you will be storing electrons, which will leave you, quite literally, full of energy and in a state where your body is constantly able to lose fat. Article 29 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. The hypothalamus and weight gain connection. The hypothalamus is the body's master gland that controls many of the body's essential systems. It regulates metabolism and the physiological trigger of hunger. In fat people, this gland does not operate normally. It is too toxic. That is why people who are often overweight feel like they are starving. The gland must be reset and normalized in order to eliminate constant and intense physical hunger. The only way to do this is to eat an organic, natural diet that is good for you. People are often very puzzled by the functions of the hypothalamus and how exactly it can control us, and especially how it can control our urges to eat. There are many reasons that this important master gland might be operating abnormally in the first place, and these include: Candida yeast overgrowth, lack of digestive enzymes, nutritional deficiencies, stress, high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, microwaved food, heavy metal toxicity, insufficient oxygen, environmental allergies, food allergies, parasites, yo-yo dieting, air conditioning, lack of sleep, EMS, lack of fiber, a clogged liver, There are also many other factors as well that can cause intense constant hunger, including two very unusual influences that you may never have suspected could be a factor. The first unusual factor is the lack of taste. The hypothalamus thrives on being able to experience the basic tastes that are present in most foods. This includes saltiness, sourness, sweetness, bitterness, and savories. When you are on a diet, the mouth is deprived of these tastes and the hypothalamus triggers you to crave foods even though the reality is that you are not hungry. The hypothalamus also needs to experience a variety of experiences including a change of temperatures, textures, and smells. It also needs to experience astringency, numbness, spiciness, blandness, and coolness. When the body is not constantly stimulated with all of these tastes, then the hypothalamus starts being tricked into believing that your body is lacking food. This sensory deprivation also lowers your metabolism and increases hunger. Therefore, in an ideal world, your hypothalamus would be kept the most healthy if it had all of these tastes and scents at its disposal always. Who knew that deprivation of a variety of foods could actually slow down your metabolism? This is why diets based on food deprivation just do not work. Perhaps eating as many different foods every day is the answer to accelerating your weight loss, because eating this way keeps the hypothalamus happy too. Article 30 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Candida yeast and food cravings. Most people who suffer from being overweight are vulnerable to food cravings. This keeps them overweight simply because they overeat. The real cause might be yeast that is lurking in their intestines. This yeast is called Candida. Normally your intestine is loaded with good and bad bacteria. However, we eat things and take medicines every day that kill off these bacteria. We suffer from a condition called Candida overgrowth. Antibiotics are a major cause of yeast overgrowth in the colon. They kill off all the good bacteria in your gut that is necessary for proper digestion so that your body can absorb nutrients from the foods you eat. Candida burrows into the intestinal wall and then spreads, like a fungus, throughout the entire body. Candida has an appetite of its own and feeds on simple carbohydrates such as yeast, flour, sugar, pasta, and all refined foods like cake and ice cream. It creates little pockets in the intestinal wall where food is trapped and eventually ferments. The reason you gain weight when you have this type of yeast infection is that Candida creates cravings for the foods that are the worst for you. The toxic food particles trapped in the intestines also succumb to the type of bloating that can make a belly look really fat. In fact, Candida yeast is also the main cause of gas, constipation, and a rounded stomach or waist. Mentally, this yeast causes depression, a lack of concentration, and fatigue. This alone can cause people who are overweight to eat too much. Candida is not only an organism unto itself but also an environment in which other organisms like to live. When you have Candida yeast, you are not just hosting one bug, you are hosting several, and they all contribute to weight gain and food cravings. The secondary cause of food cravings in people with Candida is parasites. These parasites leach on the body, causing nutritional deficiencies that in turn cause uncontrollable cravings for certain types of foods. These parasites also excrete toxins and serve to help clog up the liver and colon. One of your natural approaches to weight loss may be to take an herbal formula that helps destroy these parasites so that your intestine can function normally again. There are also medications that can be prescribed by your doctor to clear up yeast problems as well, so you are not completely at the mercy of this rampant organism that can play such havoc with your weight. Article 31 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Problem fat areas. Why is it that some people have more problems when it comes to eliminating fat deposits than others? It has everything to do with the hypothalamus gland. There are three basic ways that the body stores fat: as structural fat, in normal fat reserves, and as problem fat reserves. 1. Structural fat. Structural fat is part of the building blocks of the body. This type of fat surrounds the joints and the internal organs. This fat is like a soft cushion, facilitates movement and prevents bone grinding on bone. This is not the fat you want to lose while you are on any diet, as it is integral to the structure of your body and to accomplishing even the simplest of movements. 2. Normal fat reserves. These are the fat reserves that are everywhere in your body. This is a thin layer of subcutaneous fat that all of us have in our bodies. This fat keeps us warm, supple and keeps us from hurting ourselves when we fall. 3. Problem fat reserve areas. Problem fat reserve areas are spread throughout your body. They are designed to be a modern survival mechanism. Once fat is stored in these areas, the fat will not be released easily if ever. Most people discover how stubborn these problem fat reserve areas can be when they go on a diet and exercise program. They lose water, structural fat, and muscle mass and still retain these pouches of fat no matter how much they diet or exercise to get rid of it. When you go on a severe diet, you just end up losing the fat where you absolutely can't afford to in the structural and subcutaneous areas of the body. The only way to lose problem fat areas is to adjust the function of the hypothalamus through eating a healthy diet. It is the only way to prevent fat from being stored abnormally in these secure problem area fat reserves. The only other time that the body will release these fat reserves is at the absolute point of starvation or during pregnancy. The bottom line is that you are not fat or obese unless your metabolism is abnormally low. The issue is that when the hypothalamus gets put in an abnormal state, it stores it in these secure abnormal fat reserves at a much higher rate than usual. Once you start eating an alkaline, plant-based diet devoid of the refined sugars and flours and embark on a regular exercise program, it is easy to lose excess fat quickly, efficiently, and forever. Article 32 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Anaerobic exercise and weight loss. Anaerobic exercise is the type of exercise that we otherwise call muscle building or weightlifting. It is the best kind of exercise to adopt in order to lose weight. The term anaerobic means movements that are carried out without oxygen. It allows muscles to bulk up and become very strong. This is due to the muscle fibers being forced to work harder because oxygen is not constantly being pumped into the lungs and fueling the activity. This without oxygen term does not mean that you are not breathing when you accomplish the moves. A weightlifter still breathes when they are not in an oxygen deficit situation. When you exercise muscles aerobically, you do not breathe heavily. Aerobic exercises include such activities as cycling, jumping rope, and swimming, spinning on a stationary cycle, rebounding and running. You may breathe heavily doing these exercises to get your heart rate up. Lifting weight does not accelerate your pulse in the same way. Anaerobic exercises are used during training for non-endurance sports like boxing to build muscle mass. Muscles that are trained under anaerobic conditions develop in a different way than muscles that are training for duration, such as long-distance running. Muscle training compels the body to use processes that are not dependent on oxygen to produce energy. It just means that you are not using as much oxygen as if you were jogging or swimming. All weightlifting exercises are classified as anaerobic in nature. Many types of anaerobic exercises associated with weightlifting. However, the most common types include working with pulleys, medicine balls, and slant boards. This is very unlike an aerobic exercise, which usually requires that the body travel unless you are using a training machine such as a stationary bicycle. Almost all stationary exercise is anaerobic in nature. Different types of anaerobic exercises can also be used as part of interval training. Interval training is a very efficient way to lose weight and build muscle. The combination of both exercises is an effective way to lose weight and keep it off for good. Practicing anaerobic exercises can help you build lean muscle. Lean muscle keeps on burning fat long after you stop exercising. This is why this type of oxygen-free exercise is such an important part of an exercise program that has the goal of achieving weight loss. Lean muscle mass burns the most calories of any other tissue in your body. It can help you reduce your weight at a faster rate than aerobic exercise. The other bonus is that lean muscle tissue keeps burning muscle for hours after you stop exercising, which maximizes your overall potential to lose as much weight as possible. Article 33 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Weight loss exercise and the elderly. If you are older and trying to lose weight, you cannot use the years that have gone by as an excuse for not exercising. Even if you are over 65 years old and suffer from conditions that you think might prevent you from exercising, you can still get fit. Studies show that people with diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, and heart disease need to get off the couch and start moving. The weight gain caused by being sedentary can make your condition worse. If you are not sure if exercise is safe for your health or if you are currently inactive, check with your doctor before you begin any kind of program. This should also help with any concerns you may have about whether or not it is harmful for you to exercise. You will also feel safer exercising if you are well prepared for it. Make sure you have had plenty of rest, that you have had enough liquid to drink and that you are well fed before expending any energy. Your clothes should fit right and be suitable for exercise, and your shoes should also have good arch support so that your calves and feet do not get sore. If you are sick or recovering or simply not been that active, you should begin slowly. Start with the exercises that you are comfortable performing. Walking is the perfect activity to start with, especially if you have not exercised in long time. Starting slowly prevents you from getting sore, and it also decreases your chances of overdoing it and straining yourself. It does not take much to begin an exercise program despite your age. All it literally takes is making that first step. You need to of course check with a doctor about how much exercise you can get away with, especially if you are recovering from an operation or have a chronic illness. However, in general it is thought that doing some type of aerobic activity for at least half an hour every day will do wonders for keeping you fit. Examples of aerobic activity are walking, swimming, and bicycling. You should also do resistance, or strength training 2 days per week unless you are advised not to do so by a physician. This type of training will help you burn off extra calories even while your body is sitting at rest. Furthermore, weight training builds stamina and strength and is not as hard on the heart as the aerobic exercises which raise the heart rate. Article 34 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Core exercises to lose weight. Core strengthening exercises are also sometimes called abdominal strengthening exercises. This is because when you strengthen the core stomach muscles, you also strengthen the back and midriff. There are many benefits to having a strong core, and one of them is that a strong core can help you lose weight. The benefits of abdominal strengthening exercises are not just limited to helping you lose weight. They also ease the back and perhaps even get rid of back pain and strain. Doing tummy strengthening exercises also keeps your organs in their rightful places and helps speed up weight loss. They can also increase your all-over flexibility as well as your ability to twist from side to side. The stronger your abdominal muscles are, the less likely you are to sustain a back strain or back injury or develop a hernia. Although a trimmer waistline is a side effect of doing these exercises, the real benefit is a stronger back. This in turn can allow you to exercise harder and longer. Of course, the more you exercise, the more weight that you will lose. So just what are abdominal strengthening exercises? You might just know them as sit-ups. Professional trainers also offer classes in gyms that employ the use of medicine balls or air-filled exercise balls to perform abdominal strengthening exercises. You could also try taking a class like Aquavit or Pilates to try and strengthen this part of the body as well. Abdominal strengthening exercises may also be of some assistance if you suffer from back pain. Of course, before embarking on any exercise program with the intention of trying to heal back pain, it is important to consult with your doctor or a physical fitness expert first. Remember not to go too far when it comes to core strengthening. Abdominal strengthening exercises can give you a washboard stomach complete with ripples, but if you are not fond of this reptilian look, then is sure to moderate yourself while you exercise. However, if you are really overweight, you may be a long way from looking cut as the result of these exercises. Instead, you just might want to get to the point where your belly does not look prolapsed as the result of weight gain. This simply means that your stomach muscles start to hold your organs in place like they are supposed to, so you don't look like you have a beer belly. Article 35 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. How to combat belly fat. If you have belly fat building up around your midriff, it is not a good sign. You need to address this matter by adjusting your diet. Here are some tips for combating belly fat. 1. Include more fiber in your diet. If your digestive tract is bloated or constipated, it can cause your tummy to become distended. Eat more fiber in the form of grains, flax seeds, and vegetables. When matter is cleaned out of the digestive tract, it makes you look thinner. 2. Drink more water. The colon needs to flush out toxins, and the best way to do this is drink 64 ounces of water, which is equal to 8 8-ounce glasses of water a day. Never wait until you are thirsty to drink, as that means you are already dehydrated. 3. Eat food rich in magnesium. This includes beets, raisins, dates, and soybeans. These help fight a variety of cancers and help keep your muscles operating without pain, so you can reduce that belly fat. Magnesium also helps calm your nerves, which in turn can help prevent anxious overeating. 4. Eat foods rich in folic acid. This includes orange juice and spinach. You will be able to exercise long without getting exhausted if you get enough of this nutrient. 5. Get enough vitamin D. In order to lead a healthy life, you need to supplement your diet with at least 1,200 mg of vitamin D a day. 6. Take 2 baby aspirin every day. This is one way to help sweep cholesterol and fat out of the system. It helps prevent belly swelling and fat building up around the midriff. 7. Drink black coffee. Drinking black coffee helps the intestines to eliminate waste. Drinking up to 3 cups a day can help keep the waistline trim and also provide you with the stimulation and stamina that you need to sustain exercising for a long time. 8. Eat foods with next to no calories. Foods with no calories are called zero-calorie foods and include lettuces and berries. These foods have almost no calories in them. They are also rich in antioxidants and help keep you from gaining weight. 9. Eat whole grains. Eating grains can help flush fat and cholesterol out of the intestines. Quinoa, spelt, and bulgur are good choices. 10. Drink rice or soy milk instead of milk. Even the slightest of milk allergies has been known to distend a stomach and produce gas and inflammation that can make you look fatter than you are. Article 36 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Vitamins and minerals for natural weight loss. Part of a healthy natural weight loss regimen is making sure that you get all the vitamins and minerals that you need to sustain your body's health. This is especially important if the weight loss diet that you are on involves a restriction of calories. Ideally, you should get your vitamins from eating plant foods, but if you can't, you can get them from food, then you may have to resort to taking vitamin supplements. Here is how vitamins can benefit you and what foods you can find each type in. Vitamin A, retinol. Benefits growth, reproduction, and strengthens immunity, skin, tissues and eyesight. Found in eggs, cheese, milk, tuna, bluefish, mackerel. Vitamin B1, thiamine. Benefits brain function and converts excess carbohydrates to fat. Found in pecans, peanuts, barley, rice bran, wheat germ, oatmeal, brewer's yeast, ham, green and black-eyed peas and black beans. Vitamin B2, riboflavin. Protects against cancer and anemia. Found in soy milk, brewer's yeast yogurt, cottage cheese, asparagus, Brussels sprouts. Vitamin B3, niacin. Lowers cholesterol, protects against cardiovascular disease and prevents diabetes. Found in low-fat meats, tofu, brewer's yeast, fish, eggs, cottage cheese, peas, broccoli, mushrooms. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine. Decreases homocysteine levels and risk of heart disease and improves glucose tolerance. It also improves carpal tunnel syndrome, mood and sleep disorders and PMS. Found in banana, avocado, rice bran, brown rice, oatmeal, soybeans, sunflower seeds, broccoli, all meat, halibut, pork, brewer's yeast. Vitamin B12. This nutrient aids new cell growth, glucose metabolism, and the nervous system. Found in low-fat animal protein and beef, oysters, clams, crab, tuna, bluefish, cottage cheese, low-fat milk, yogurt, cheese, eggs. Beta-carotene. This is an antioxidant that improves vision and protects the body from cancer. Found in dark leafy greens, carrots, sweet potato, squash, pumpkin, papaya, apricots, cantaloupe. Biotin. Produces healthy hair and prevents baldness. Found in eggs, cauliflower, legumes, mushrooms, oat bran, liver, pecans, peanuts. Vitamin C. Improves immune system response, promotes wound healing, reduces allergies and offers protection against cancer. Found in kiwi, strawberries, citrus fruits, papaya, peppers, broccoli, spinach, Brussels sprouts. Calcium. Prevents osteoporosis, prevents some cancers, and is useful in treatment of high blood pressure. Found in low-fat milk, yogurt, dairy, tofu, legumes, almonds, sesame seeds, molasses, salmon, mackerel, dark leafy greens, broccoli. Chromium. Useful in the treatment of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and high blood pressure. Found in lean beef, oysters, buckwheat, whole grains, molasses, potato skins. Copper. Protects against cardiovascular disease and may help with arthritis. Found in oysters, lobster, Brazil nuts, walnuts, pecans, almonds, sunflower and pumpkin seeds, split peas, buckwheat, granola, chocolate. Vitamin D. Aids calcium absorption, hearing, and also maintains healthy nerves and muscles. Found in low-fat milk, eggs, herring, salmon, sardines. Vitamin E. Boosts immune system and also serves as an antioxidant for cancer prevention. Found in green leafy vegetables, wheat germ, poultry, fish, sweet potato, soybeans, walnuts, almonds, walnut oil, sunflower oil. Folate, folic acid. Decreases risk of heart disease and prevents birth defects. Found in eggs, dark leafy greens, broccoli, asparagus, avocado, sweet potato, peanuts, sunflower seeds, orange juice. Iron. Protects against anemia and boosts the immune system. Found in lean animal protein, fortified cereals, legumes, spinach, beets, almonds, and pumpkin and sesame seeds. Vitamin K. Protects against osteoporosis and cancer. Found in dark leafy greens, broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, chickpeas, lentil, yogurt. Phosphorus. Helps build strong bones and teeth. Found in lean meat, low-fat dairy, whole grains, legumes, and peas. Selenium. Boosts immune system, protects against heart diseases, works as an anti-inflammatory and prevents cancer. Found in lean meat, wheat germ, barley, oats, whole grains, Brazil nuts, eggs, oat bran, liver. Zinc. Aids with fertility, skin growth, healing, digestion and boosts immune system. Found in oysters, whitefish, lean meat and animal protein, black-eyed and split peas, oatmeal, brown rice, wheat germ. Article 37. Fad diets to avoid. Most weight loss diets are actually fad diets that are repackaged to us as the newest and latest way to lose weight. A good example of this kind of resell to the public is the Zone diet. The Zone diet sounded novel when it first came out, but it is actually based on food combining principles from Asia that have been around for thousands of years. Another example is the South Beach diet, which is based on the Stillman diet from the 60s. So how do you tell if a fad diet is a truly just a repackaged trend? First of all, if it is based on the way cavemen eat or on the foods eaten in the Bible, it is likely to be a bit bogus. That type of diet is based on food deprivation and vegetarianism, and both types of weight loss methods have been around for thousands of years. Basically, if the diet is based on eating mostly protein and no carbs, and no protein or no fat, it is not a healthy diet. It is also a fad diet if it is based on eating only one food, such as a grapefruit-only diet or fatty foods-only diet. You just don't get all of the nutrition that you need eating this way. You need to eat a variety of foods in order to stay healthy. The South Beach diet, the Zone diet and the Atkins diet are high-protein, low-fat diets. These types of diets induce ketosis to accelerate weight loss. Ketosis is an abnormal body process that occurs during starvation. Ketosis causes fatigue, constipation, nausea, and vomiting, none of which are part of a healthy lifestyle. The long-term side effects of ketosis are documented to include heart disease, bone loss, and kidney damage. Crash diets dehydrate you. Low-calorie diets put your body into starvation so you can't lose 1 more pound, and high-protein diets stress your kidneys and clog your arteries. You do need both protein and fat in the diet, as both serve important metabolic and physiological roles in the body. Fad and crash diets, such as the ones described above, are not only unhealthy but they are also cause rebound weight gain. Also, most diets cause an initial weight loss, but the ultimate result is that you gain all of the weight back the minute you go off the plan. If you don't gain it back within a couple of months, you are likely to gain it all back plus a bit more within a year. Article 38 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Good fats and bad fats. It was only about a decade ago that all fat was considered bad for natural weight loss. However, nowadays fat is divided into 2 different categories: good fats and bad fats. The good fats are essential to heart health, brain functioning, and healing. The bad fats cause all kinds of ailments including diabetes, cancer, and heart attacks. Contemporary research shows that you can make yourself sick by cutting all fats from your diets. The good fats are called unsaturated fats. Unsaturated fats are divided into 2 categories: monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats. Both types can help lower elevated cholesterol levels. Monounsaturated fats have a dual purpose, helping to lower LDL, bad cholesterol, while raising levels of HDL, good cholesterol, at the same time. Monounsaturated fats also have a slight edge health-wise over the polyunsaturated kind because they are thought to be more stable biochemically and less likely to cause free radicals to let loose in the body. Still, polyunsaturated fats are not worthless. They are a fantastic source of essential omega-3 fatty acids. These types of acids are found mostly in dark leafy greens, nuts, cold water fish, flax seed oils, vegetable oils, and some types of seeds. Our bodies cannot manufacture essential fatty acids. Consuming these fish, seeds, and nuts is the only way for our bodies to take advantage of their benefits. Essential fatty acids are thought to lower blood pressure, combat LDL, bad cholesterol, protect the brain and nervous system, and have healing effect on the body in the general. Most cooking oils consist of unsaturated fats. 2 oils are a superior choice for cooking because they contain optimum levels of monounsaturated fats. These 2 oils are canola oil and olive oil. These are the only 2 oils you should be cooking with if you want to lose weight. However, it is important to remember that whether fat is classified as good or bad, it still counts as a calorie. That does not mean that the oil has fewer calories. Whatever type of oil you are eating, it will always be 100% fat. The worst fats are found in meat and dairy. These are called saturated fats and are found mostly in dairy and meat products. You can tell a saturated fat from an unsaturated or monosaturated fat because it remains solid at room temperature. Eating these types of fats on a regular basis also has the effect of directly raising your LDL, bad cholesterol, as well as the count of your total cholesterol. Article 39 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Carbonated drinks cause weight gain. Colas and carbonated drinks can sabotage your weight loss goals. This is true even if you are drinking diet drinks. Research has revealed that anything that is carbonated seems to make you gain weight. The worst culprit when it comes to soda-induced weight gain is cola, which of course contains a great deal of sugar. This certainly blows away the belief that it is okay for the dieting individual to drink club soda. Soda-induced weight gain simply has something to do with carbonation in general. Studies have proven that people just don't seem to gain as much weight when they drink non-carbonated beverages. When it comes to drinking club soda, the high sodium level of these beverages may be to blame. They can cause you to retain water and cause havoc with other systems in your body, such as your blood pressure. Experts say that if you stop drinking all carbonated drinks, you can lose as much as 15 pounds in 1 month. It is the sugar in the colas that is so addictive. Anybody who is a cola addict is also a sugar addict. Sugar is an empty calorie with no nutritional value. Your body loves to store it, and if all of this sugar is not worked off immediately, it can go straight to the areas on your body where you collect stubborn fat. Nutritionally, a cola is one of the worst foods you can put in your body. First of all, it is not even of much value as a fluid, as it has so much caffeine in it that it acts as a diuretic. A diuretic is any food or liquid that causes a person to lose water through urination. Just 1 8-ounce glass of the cola contains 140 calories, and all of those calories come from high fructose corn syrup. The caffeine in Coke helps speed the sugar to your pancreas, where it is then unleashed into your bloodstream. The results in a temporary high once all of this sugar is delivered to your brain. Unfortunately, the high that a sugar addict gets from drinking a Coke doesn't last for long, and a crash in mood or energy soon follows. This then triggers the brain to go searching for another cola fix so that it can experience the elation of another sugar high. Consider that just 4 8-ounce servings of Coca-Cola will add 560 calories to your diet a day. If you have been exercising and dieting, then it might be time to take a serious look at how often you consume carbonated beverages, as that might be the cause of your mysterious inability to lose weight. Article 40 Introduction from Channel Diversity of Benefit. Acai berries for weight loss. You have probably been hearing a great deal about acai berries lately. They are being promoted as the latest and greatest weight loss miracle food. Acai fruit are small but easily distinguishable purple and black berries that hail originally from the Amazon rainforests. They are one of the new diet superfoods that are on the market, and they are sold as everything from a mash to a juice, or even mixed in with yogurt. You can also buy it in powdered form and pill form to help expedite the kind of elimination from your colon that can also speed up weight loss. Acai berries are classified as superfoods because aside from weight loss, they offer a very wide range of health benefits. These benefits include life extension, free radical fighting, and keeping your blood pressure under control. The berry is also a potent immune system booster that can help prevent you from catching colds and flus. One of the unique things about this berry from the rainforest is that it can also help boost energy levels and stamina. This can really help when it comes to giving you enough energy to get through an exercise routine. Some individuals believe that it is actually a mood booster of some sort, although technically it is classified as a food both in America and South America. The acai berry contains very high levels of dietary fiber, which can help your digestive system to become more efficient. Less crap is allowed to fester and ferment in your digestive tract and stomach. This is important, because most people do not take on board sufficient dietary fiber in their normal diet, which means that over time, a significant amount of undigested food gets left in your stomach. In fact, some natural health experts claim that there can be up to 20 pounds of rubbish in your gut that never gets shifted under normal circumstances, and that you need to take some kind of natural cleanser, like acai berry, that prompts the intestinal process in order to get your bowels moving. Hence, as you drink lots more water whilst increasing your consumption of high-fiber foodstuffs such as fruit, vegetables, and acai, it is quite possible that you will see a very significant weight drop in the first few days as these toxins are flushed out of your system. This could manifest as diarrhea at first, but the key is to be patient. Some people suffer this side effect for just a few hours and others for quite a few days as the colon cleans itself out. Thank you.